think I pressed the button. There we go. It's working. Hi, guys. Welcome to a random Monday live stream. Finally convinced Lex to come on and chat with me. How are you, Lex?
I'm okay. I'm a bit nervous, but I've got a rum and coke, which is kind of helping. So, cheers.
Where's mine?
Yours was the first one, which I've already drunk.
Okay.
So you were late. So you know.
So yeah, welcome. I thought we'd just get together, have a chat, find out a little bit about Lex, and then see where the chat takes us. Really. So if you're watching this live, there's a live side chat. So please pop in, say hello, do whatever. Really, ask questions. If we can concentrate on the chat, we can try and get to questions. But generally, I just wanted to hang out with Lex and yeah, ask some questions. We have met because Lex came up to Hitchin for the meetup, which was fantastic. That feels a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Oh my God, it really does. And I've still got my BAFTA.
Which,
yeah. So lives next to Evil Baby's head in jar, which has now got a Santa hat. So, you know, Christmassy and shit.
So yeah, welcome. Just say a few hellos. Lucy was first in, which is a common thing. She's always quick off the mark. And Pete is in as well. Hi, Pete. Stu, Mandry, Donna, Tully. Donna is sorting Lego. Wow. Okay. Lobster Pot. And Keep Calm and ASMR is in. Is ASMR the whispery thing?
Yeah, I can't remember what it stands for, but I find it extremely irritating. No offense.
Yeah, I don't really get that whole thing. So yeah, welcome everybody. Wow, just noticed Nick has the same My Farts mug. Yeah, I've had this for years. My Farts hospitalized small children. I think Andrea got me that. She knows me too well, you see. So, your cat just went past. What?
Oh, that was Shizuma. She's the one-eyed one. Shizuma, come here. No. Come on, baby. No, she's not going to come on camera.
What's her name again?
She's right there. Huh?
What's the name?
Shizuma.
Shizuma.
So, Shizuma. Shizuma. So she's named after a Japanese cartoon character about lesbians. I didn't name her.
Oh, is that some anime thing?
Yeah, some weird thing that my housemate at the time named her. Her name is actually Shizuma Ground Zero because when she was a year old, she got hit by a car and that's how come she lost an eye.
Oh, wow. Did you rescue her then when after she was injured, or was she yours when she was injured?
Oh, well, this makes me sound like a bad mother, but she was actually mine. Like from about 8 weeks old. And when she was a year old, she got hit by a car and she cost $4,500 to fix. So.
Holy cow.
I know, yeah. But, you know, that's what you do for your loved ones, don't you? You pay stupid amounts to get them fixed.
Indeed.
You know, it's got to be done, isn't it?
So for those of you that don't know of Lex has a little YouTube channel, which I will link below, but I forgot to do it already, so it's not there. But if you search, is your channel just under Lexx Oliver, isn't it? If you wanted to find it.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It's very imaginative and it's just my name.
Yeah, but I will put a link below after the fact if you want to go across and say hello. Now, I wanted to ask you first, because a lot of people their first time they saw you may have been during the auctions when you were selling nipple tassels. Do you want to explain where the nipple tassel thing comes from and your success you had with that? How on earth did that all begin? I'm intrigued to know.
Okay. Well, shall I go back a little bit further and also say about the first time that I used eBay as well?
Yeah.
Because it kind of links together. My first ever eBay account, I actually got banned from eBay because of what I was making. I don't know if I've told you the story before. I might have been drunk and told you. But the first time I used eBay, I used to make jewelry. And I got banned for making jewelry that, should we just say, featured the images of notorious serial killers.
Right.
And other naughty people. And so even though they sold really, really, really well, surprisingly well, there are a lot of sick people out there, thankfully. but eBay banned me, so I didn't use eBay. This is back in like 2003, so I didn't use eBay for quite a long time because I was banned. And I don't blame them either.
I was going to ask, what reason did they give, or did they give you any reason, or you just woke up one day and that was it, all over?
It was literally just they closed my shop down overnight. Just said they didn't even give me a warning. I think it was just an automatic ban. Because the content of the stuff that I was making obviously went against like eBay policy. So fair enough. I can kind of understand it. Silly me, you know, at the time, but never mind.
Wow.
So I made.
Surely they could have said, "We don't agree with X, Y, and Z. Take those off."
No, I think it was just a it was just a straight away like cut off. Maybe they'd had like a certain amount of complaints in a short amount of time, perhaps, so that the 1, 2, 3 warning or whatever you would expect just went in like 5 minutes, and then they just went, no, bye.
Wow.
And that was it.
Did you look into selling those? Because clearly you found a market, a very niche market, no doubt, but a market. So did you carry on selling them elsewhere, or you just gave up on that idea?
Yeah. Oh God, I can't remember the websites now, but you used to be able to set up your own shop. Oh God, I can't remember what it's called now. Sort of like a Shopify thing, I think. Basically just like a marketplace where you could sell stuff. Yeah. Couldn't sell it on Etsy. And I also had one of those, DeviantArt, that's what it was called. So I had a DeviantArt account that I would put things up on, and I would get people message me and people would buy through that as well. So I still did it a little bit, but not so much as on eBay. And obviously I made more on eBay. So from that, I continued making standard jewelry, so not quite so offensive stuff. And then I started, because I'm pretty good at making things. And so I decided, for some bizarre reason, to just try and make a pair of nipple tassels, because it's an obvious progression, isn't it, from jewelry to nipple tassels, obviously. And I made one pair and I put them on eBay because I'd managed to get my account sorted out by then. And they sold like.
I was going to say, there must have been some sort of spark of inspiration. There must have been a reason. I don't know. Maybe you just one day think, I know what's next.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember. I remember making the first pair, but I can't remember what the inspiration was. Whether I'd maybe seen some burlesque show or something, or I think it's maybe just I had enough craft material, because I've always got stuff that I just thought, oh, I know, I can do that. Maybe I'd watch a YouTube video, perhaps. I honestly can't remember.
And
but
did you find that did you look on eBay first and say, people are buying these, or did you just say, I'm going to do this and see what happens?
Yeah, I literally I made them and I thought, well, I've got no use for them now because I'm not going to use them. And so I put them on eBay just to see if anyone would be interested in them. And they sold really, really quickly, like within, I think, a day or so. So then I made another pair and they sold really quickly. So I made another pair in a different design and they sold really quickly. And then I did that for a little bit, just like the odd pair. Sorry, my cats are running around being absolutely mental at the moment. And then it was maybe about 2 years after that first one that this is when I'd moved to Bridgend and I was manager of Blockbuster by then. That I don't know, I was talking about steampunk things with someone and they mentioned that, oh, wouldn't it be really cool to have like steampunk nipple tassels? So again, I was like, yeah, I could make that, no problem. So I made some of those and again, stuck them online and they sold really quickly. And I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to do it. Like, I'm going to properly do this as a side hustle because I've always had some kind of side hustle. Yeah. And then I just made loads and loads of designs and I had loads of people contacting me. And for about 3 years, I was the #1 bestseller of nipple tassels on eBay. And they used to earn me more. I used to earn more making nipple tassels than I did from my regular Blockbuster manager job. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Did you get a lot of repeat custom? Were they going abroad? Was there a market you were tapping into somewhere particular?
Absolutely. Loads and loads of repeat custom. So much that I'm even still friends with, like, on Facebook and have met up with some of my customers as well. Some of them used to send me photographs of them wearing them, which I honestly don't mind, but still, you know, I'm not sure if that's kind of crossing a line somewhere. Yeah, so I've got some interesting photos in my collection, which I've still got somewhere. But yeah, I think I've made a good, yeah, like 6 or 7 like friends on Facebook through it. One of which I made a documentary about as well because she was local. And yeah, it was like a nice kind of community to sort of be part of in a way. I also like, because I hand make every single one, so I used to do lots of custom stuff. So on my eBay page, I would do things like hearts and stars and all of your regular, you know, bull ones, you know, for fancy dress and, you know, people going on hen nights and stuff, who were my worst customers. I hated hen nights. Oh, just because I always wanted, like, can you do 20 pairs of pink hearts? And I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah.
You know, whereas when I'd get the request for, like, can you make me some dinosaurs? Yes, absolutely, I'll make you some dinosaurs. So I love the one-off custom orders. Like, they were my favorite ones to do. But eventually I got so bored of it because I was making between like 20 and 40 pairs a night, like doing a shift in work, coming home at like 10:30 and then working until about 5 o'clock in the morning, like just to catch up on orders because I was having a ridiculous amount every day. And then I just got so bored of making them.
Yeah. Did you not at that point, I mean, you said that you were already making more than your 9-to-5 job. Did you not have the thought, maybe I should just really push this and that's what I do? Did that cross?
I think I was just lucky at the time that I kind of hit a bit of a zeitgeist because burlesque was really coming to the kind of forefront. You know, there's the film Burlesque, and you know, people started to know about Dita Von Teese and things, and I think I just hit it at exactly the right time.
I was going to say,
but
she made it big because of her relationship with Marilyn Manson, and she was in the press all the time. So maybe you're right. So has it died off now, you think, then?
Yeah, and I also think I think Karen might have mentioned in there as well, you know, did the market get flooded, or did I fall out of love with it? And it's both of them really, because I would sell them, like my cheapest pair would be about £6 because obviously it would take me, you know, like, well, actually it would only take me about 10 minutes to make a basic pair, but still you're paying for my time, you know. But yeah, I just got so bored of making the same ones over and over again. And if I was selling them for a £5 a pair, they would be, you know, some importer from China that was selling them £2 a pair delivered. And even though they were absolutely awful quality, what they were selling, if people just wanted them for their hen night for one night, well, then that's what they were going to buy, you know. So it did start to kind of, you know, fade out a little bit. But I think my boredom of it came about before the market was actually saturated. I mean, if you still Google now, like Bad Biscuit nipple tassels, or even just nipple tassels, you'll probably find my photo still come quite high up on Google searches.
And there's a video that does quite well. Have you...
Yeah, I think I had a tutorial on how to make them, and I think that's on about 30,000 hits, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But that's quite a while ago now. It's about 5 years ago, I think I made that. And I still get comments on it now.
So you touched on there that you made a documentary for one of your customers that you got to know.
Mm-hmm.
That leads me on to, you're not full-time reselling right now. So do you want to tell us a bit about your work and how you got into that?
Okay, so so from about, when was it? 2007, I was a store manager for Blockbuster. So I've been a retail manager for about 10 years, I think, something like that. First of all, I started off in a record shop, which, as we know, is great working in a record shop. Absolutely love that. Still my favorite job to this day was working in a record shop in Cardiff. Did that for 3 years. Still my favorite job. And I got to be like, I was assistant manager there, and then I got offered various management places and other places that have all since closed down. I've been made redundant 6 times. Okay.
Wow.
I know, right? I take them down from within. Yeah.
I like the fact that I walked out on every job I ever had.
Oh, I just got told to get out of every job I had because they were closing the building, you know. But yeah, so I was at Blockbusters until 2012, so a year before the actual company closed down. And I hated being a manager there because there was so much pressure to care about things that I genuinely didn't care about. So having to take pre-orders on games and stupid targets and, you know, just ridiculous expectations from high up above that, you know, my store was great. My store like ran fantastically, but I was getting really, really fed up of working in retail and yeah, having to care about things that I genuinely did not care about anymore. And literally one day we were told to go out and get like more new customers. So I thought, okay, there's Bridgend College down the road. I'll take a bunch of application forms for new customers, go down there on their open day, which they were having on the Wednesday, and I'll sign up some new kids. If I get 20 new customers, then great. So I turned up, it was their open day, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll do an evening course in something I'm interested in, like film. And then I spoke to Claire, who then became my tutor and who is now my really good friend and colleague. And she told me about the degree course. And literally that afternoon, I walked out of there and I handed in my resignation. I was like, yep, I'm completely sold. So then I did my film degree course, and then I did a master's, and then I worked in film and television for a while. And now I go back and teach it. So, God, that was a long story, wasn't it?
No, that's amazing. The fact that, you know, you kind of just fell into that and it completely changed the path of your life is just
absolutely
that's so inspiring.
Yeah, it was the best thing I've ever done, honestly. Just like that day was a complete turning point. And I mean, it's changed my career now as well. I mean, what would I have been after, you know, being a store manager of Blockbuster? There are no more real entertainment stores, you know, especially not when I wouldn't want to work in retail anymore. And I certainly the next step would have been a district manager, which I wouldn't have wanted to have been. So where could I have gone after that? But now I've been given like a few kind of careers now. It's great.
Yeah. Well, you said there that you didn't want to work in retail anymore, but a lot of people that perhaps do follow your channel will have seen you broadcasting from a shop. So
Yeah.
how on earth did that come about, and how did that fit into, you know, your career within film and all of that?
Well, some people that know me know that I believe in like serendipity and things happening for a reason. So like how I went along to Bridgend College that day. Also with the shop, I was just walking past a shop that had been empty for about 6 years. And I just saw a sign in the window just saying, we sell anything. And it looked like an antique shop from outside. It's actually a junk shop. And then I went in and I spoke to Pete. Rest in peace, Pete, because he's now dead. And I said, like, oh, do you want to sell vintage clothes here? Shut up, Steve. Don't call me a hippie, but I am. And I said, like, would you sell vintage clothes? Because I had, you know, kind of made a collection of vintage clothes. And I thought I would sell some on. And he was like, yeah, okay, have a space in there. And then I ended up renting a lot of the upstairs space for the bargain price of £86 a month. Which is a fantastic storage space. And then I did that for about a year. So I was half working at Bridgend College, like as a lecturer there, and then half kind of spending time at the shop as well. So, and obviously doing eBay and stuff. So that was quite handy, really.
Yeah. So you were selling vintage stuff primarily from there, or exclusively, mainly clothing. I remember. So were you buying that in over the counter, or sourcing it, going out looking for the stuff and then bringing it back to there?
Some stuff I would buy over the counter, but Bridgend isn't exactly the most classy of towns. I don't know if I might have mentioned that before.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, a few times. So when people will go like, oh, so do you buy vintage clothes? Yeah. So they'd come in with a couple of sackfuls of just crap clothes. I'm like, this is not vintage. This is just old, horrible stuff. So I would turn most of it away. I think I only actually bought like, I don't know, maybe about 20 things apart from the massive haul that I bought. But that was from the antique shop over the road that was doing a house clearance. And that was really good stuff. And I think that's what kind of really fired me from going to just having like 100 listings on eBay to about 700 or 800 listings. So that was the thing that properly kickstarted like the eBay career, I suppose, was that massive haul of stuff.
Yeah.
Which I made profit on probably within 6 weeks. And now it's, God, is it a year later? No, it can't be. it's a long time later anyway, and I've still got some stuff from it because there was that much, and everything has just been profit since. So, like, banging. It's great.
Amazing when you get a haul like that.
Yeah, it was great.
I know we've not been keeping an eye on the chat. We'll perhaps go back to that at the end. It's hard to keep a conversation going and do the chat, so we'll dip in there towards the end. So now you, for those that don't know, you did mention the chap who ran that place. Pete sadly died. What's that, about 5-6 months ago now, or less?
I think it's about 3 months ago now. It was very sudden. Don't get me wrong, like, Pete was a difficult man. What you would call a codger. He's one of those millionaires that would sit behind the desk and count pennies. But I was still sad when he died. People didn't have a lot of nice things to say about him, but I got on with him. I just thought he was a funny old guy, and we just used to chat about, like, the history of Bridgend and stuff. So I was quite sad when he died. And then when he died, that was like the kind of final thing for me, because I was getting a bit sick of being in the shop. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to move everything home, and moved it all into my garage, as you do. Which is if for anyone that's watching and is local, it's all locked, and I've got security cameras. Okay.
Yep. And that brings us to where you are now. So now you're still working at the college. How many days are you doing up there?
Well, I do 18 hours a week, but it's kind of annoyingly sort of spread. So I do 4 hours on a Monday, all day Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 hours on a Thursday. And then after Christmas, I'll be doing 3 hours on a Friday as well. So it is kind of every day, but in like fits and starts. You know?
Right. So that's kind of annoying in a way, because you have to get yourself up there and it breaks up the day. But between that, you're focusing on eBay. And
it's good because I have all Monday morning off, because I'm only with, like, the kids in the afternoon. So Monday I can obviously do all of my orders and stuff, go off to the post office, quick one around the charity shops, and then go to class. And then Tuesday I can't do anything. Wednesday I can't do anything. And then Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday are my eBay days again. And sometimes I kind of fit in some, like, prep for lessons, and sometimes a bit of writing, and sometimes some kind of a life somewhere.
You have to squeeze it in. You have to shoehorn a life in around it all.
Yeah, totally.
Mentioned there about the writing, because we've already mentioned the YouTube channel, and on there I've seen there's at least one film that you and are you hoping to get back into that? Is that something you're thinking long term is where you would like to go?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Nick, because I recently got, a rejection letter from the BBC. So yeah, thanks for talking about that sore point.
We don't have to talk about that.
No, I'm joking. It's part of being a writer, isn't it? It's getting those rejection letters, and it's, it's just because the BBC don't like it doesn't mean that, another production company.
Yeah. Speak to the publishers who turned down J.K. Rowling a few times.
Yeah, exactly. It happens to the best of them, doesn't it? So it's just one step in it, really. But yeah, I'd love to be a screenwriter as well. But it doesn't happen overnight. It maybe doesn't even happen for the next 10-15 years. But, I'm proud of what I've done so far, definitely. I mean, I've got, a film made by the BBC. So, like, I'm chuffed with that, as a good starter. So that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's very few people that can say that.
Yeah, exactly.
I did nothing with my film degree. And so I can't have a film produced apart from my final year film. So yeah, you've achieved a lot more than me. So going back to YouTube as well, what got you into doing the vlogging and the sort of the YouTube that you're doing now, and what keeps you doing that? What do you enjoy about YouTube?
Okay, sorry, Nick, that you weren't the first of the reselling community that I watched, so I apologize for that in advance.
Right, let's end this now. Right.
Okay, yeah, sorry, bye.
There's others? What?
No, it was Cora and Helen were, like, the first people that I started watching. And then obviously they mentioned Ben Fitzpatrick a lot. So I watched Ben, and then that's how I found you and Carla. And then it all kind of went from there. And I remember watching, I think Carla's might have been one of the first ones I actually commented on. But I'd been watching for maybe about a month or so before I even dared to comment. And I think Peter Ray, obviously, was one of the first people to ever say hello to me. So thanks, Peter, for being very welcoming. And then I was chatting for maybe about a month or so. And then someone said, oh, like, we want to see your stock or something like that. So I thought, okay, I'll just do a quick little video around the shop. And then I kind of enjoyed it. And I thought, okay, I'll do some more. And also, kind of, I suppose, like everyone else thinks as well, you guys all give so much knowledge, so much information and tip-offs and everything like that, that you do feel like you want to give something back.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about like, hey, you know, Peter Kay videos, they sell really well, because everyone knows that. Everyone knows, you know, Mewtwo's now and stuff. But it's all of the other random things as well. You know, it's the have you seen this unusual kind of thing? Look out for that if you ever find one. Like, that's just so cool. And there's so many things that I would never have dared to buy if it wasn't for you guys, you know, and hopefully the same in reverse.
I think it's more than that. I think it's sharing your situation, it's sharing your enthusiasm, it's sharing, you know, how you're doing things, because a lot of people will relate to your situation or what you're into, and they won't relate to me. And the fact that with there's so many of us now who do this completely differently, have completely different circumstances, full-time, part-time, just trying to raise money for a holiday, whatever it is. And I think it's great now that we've got people all over the country at all different levels doing this in totally different ways. And that's the point for me. That's what makes it great. You know, people can choose you because they're inspired by you and your situation. And yeah.
And we all have completely different tastes as well. That's what I really like. You know, I'll watch, say, like Shalstarooni's videos, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I totally would have bought that. Or like Heather the Treasure Pirate and stuff, going like, okay, yeah, that's unusual. Never heard of that brand, that kind of thing. Or other people, you know, that are really into games and stuff. And I used to know about games, obviously, from working in a game shop, and now I wouldn't have a blooming clue. But it's just nice to see other people enthusiastic about the things that they buy as well. Because you've got to be interested in what you're buying, otherwise you just don't bother, do you? You know?
Yeah, you have to, get that enthusiasm from somewhere.
No, absolutely.
I'm just going to dip in the chat. Let's see who's saying what.
Hi, chat. We've been ignoring you for half an hour.
Well, ignoring you lot. So let's scroll back. I think there was a couple of questions. Trooper, hi there, says, what's the weirdest things that have sold on your eBay shop over the past 48 hours? Well, let's extend that. Let's say the last month, so we can get some stuff in. Because you do like, as you were just saying, you like the obscure, you like the interesting, you like to take a punt on the unusual, more so than I do. So can you think of any weird stuff you've sold recently?
I see, the things that other people think are weird are things that I really don't think are weird. You know, just things like, okay, I bought, what has sold last week at some point was a vintage pink nylon nightie, which I bought for $2.99 and sold at auction for, I think, $22.99, something like that.
Yeah.
And it went to a guy, and none of us have any reason to judge anyone, but I love sales like that, because it's like, oh, there's someone out there that has found, you know, a little part of themselves, and I've helped them do that, and I think that's really nice, you know. Like, I don't, you know, I don't care what they do behind closed doors or even out in front of everyone. But I sort of like the fact that I've helped them do that. Why not?
It's funny because obviously I don't get too involved in the clothing. Andrea's into that, and she picks up stuff that I genuinely look at and think, what the hell is that? Why would anyone buy that? And they're the things that sell, and they sell fast. The ones that I look at and go, what the, you know, the weird stuff that I'm wearing on a Sunday night.
That you love wearing.
Oh, I do enjoy it. I can't deny it. No point.
I know. I always look out for the odd stuff. Because I've got obviously odd taste, you know, but you know, someone else might have a more I don't want to say mainstream, but you know, a general sense of the public and what, you know, their tastes are. That's not what my taste is. Mine is the weirdest stuff. That's why I like vintage clothes. You give me like, you know, a rail of clothes, and there'll probably be something, I don't know, a dress from Boohoo, for example, that, or Coast or whatever, that might sell for £20 profit. Guaranteed, I would rather pick up the vintage item that I'll only get like 15 quid on, you know, but because that one interests me more, I personally would rather own that one myself and have it in my collection to sell than something that I really don't care about.
And you're more likely to want to photograph it and want to describe it and list it.
Yeah, absolutely. I get more excited about it, you know. Can I just ask, Thrifty Trooper, oi Lex, are you selling that Machamp? What's that? What's the Machamp figure?
Machamp is a Pokemon.
Is it? I don't have any Pokemon, I don't think.
I can't see one in your background.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, just going to say a few more hellos. Pommy Pickers is in from Down Under. Pommy Pickers has a YouTube channel, guys. If you haven't checked it out, it's a reseller down in Australia. So welcome. Let's see if we had any other questions. Bargain Buster. Blockbusters was great. Sad it closed.
I wasn't sad it closed. I honestly, like, I was like, bye, 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 bye.
We closed down our gaming shop just before Blockbusters finally went, which really peed me off because they were our nearest rivals. Woolworths had gone. Our Smiths had stopped doing games and media. We were like raking it in, and then it's like, if only Blockbusters would bugger off. And then we closed our shop, and they went like 6 months later. But we've shared the story before. We were ready to go and had enough. What Andrea certainly had. So we were done. But it was just yeah. I do look back with nostalgia. I remember hiring videos, you know, back when it was video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't remember that far back.
Yeah, I'm old.
No, honestly, like I was there for 6 years, and it might as well have been one day for all I can remember of it. Like they all just, like James Bond films, they all just blurred together into the same thing, and I cannot remember any specific thing about it. It's like I've just put it in a box in my brain and it's just gone somewhere else now. It's like it almost never happened, and I'm kind of glad for that. I don't care about that part of my life, to be honest.
Yeah, retail in general can get very Groundhog Day, although we've both said that our favorite jobs and some of our happiest times are working in record stores. And
that's different.
The difference there is that you're passionate about what you're talking about, and you're passionate about what you're selling and talking to customers about and turning someone onto a new band or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the difference, isn't it?
Well, with the record shop as well, like I was the stockroom manager, so I didn't have to deal with customers face to face for most of the time. I would just get in all of the new stock, and it would be me and my mate Al, who was like dreadlocks and into metal and stuff, and we'd just be chatting about music all day, playing all the, like, because we could play it as loud as we want upstairs, and we'd just be playing all the new albums and stuff, and taking fag breaks whenever we wanted. That's why I love my job, because it was just like, other people didn't exist. We were just there putting on new music. It was great, you know. Yeah,
the stock room at Virgin was the cool place to be. You know, I'd go on my break and I'd pop in the stock room. They'd all be larking about, chucking ribbons of stickers at each other. You know,
that's pretty much it.
Like you say, had whatever music they wanted on. We had to listen to Virgin Radio downstairs. You know, the in-store, what we're pushing this week, the new Celine Dion album or whatever. So yeah.
No, that was suck.
What chain did you work for? Was it an independent?
It was called MVC.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So we were on the Hayes. So if anybody knows Cardiff, it's where the now St David's 2 is. So it all got flattened, and we all got made redundant. I think I got about £1,500 redundancy pay. But I was genuinely sad, like, when that place closed down. That was a really good job. I loved that one. Yeah.
MVC was the place where there was one price, and then there was the members' price underneath.
Yeah, ridiculous, wasn't it? They did scrap that in like the last couple of years that I was there, because they just realised like it was just ridiculous. So they changed it to a points card then.
Right.
But yeah, it was very silly. Yeah.
Yeah, I never really shopped in there. I'll be honest. I used to, well, because I worked for Our Price and Virgin, so I got the
Mm.
store discount anyway. But it was either Woolies or Our Price for me.
Oh, we had great staff discount as well. And at Christmas time, we used to get £200 put on our accounts that we could just spend, which was lush.
What?
Yeah.
Richard Branson wasn't that generous. He gave us his autobiography one year for Christmas.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. We did get when I first started doing Virgin mobile phones, we all got a mobile phone when they were like 400 odd quid for whatever it was.
That's
so that
pretty
was
cool.
Good. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. But the year we all got the autobiography, we were like pissed off. It's like, come on, Richard, really? What? Yeah, egotistical, whatever. Right. Starly says, haha, you're only up the road from us, Lex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, that's Welsh Wonders, isn't it, Starly? Yeah, let me know where. Don't worry, I don't go to the Bridgend car boot sale, so you can definitely have that to yourself.
Oh, is that Welsh Wonders that's changed their name then?
Yeah.
Let's see. Elaine says, Lex, you are so interesting to listen to. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, so it's just jumped, so I'm scrolling back. Hi, Nick. After watching your vid the other day, I went out and purchased 2 band t-shirts. Okay. One is Nickelback.
No, not Nickelback.
And one is an Iron Maiden football jersey, rare. Question is, would you auction or buy it now? The Iron Maiden one should be an easy.
Iron Maiden one would definitely be good.
Yeah, definitely. Question is, would you auction or buy it now? My preference is buy it now. What I would do is literally go in, try and find someone that's had the same shirt you've got. So go into completed and solds, find out what the top they were reaching for, top they achieved was, and then go there, or go a 5 or a 10 or above that. You can always come down, put international shipping on with the Iron Maiden. They're huge in South America, huge all across Europe. So
and Scandinavia.
Pretty much. Well, they're one of the biggest live acts in the world. So yeah, good find. Not so sure on the Nickelback. You may struggle, but they've got a following, I guess. Never know.
Nickelback, you couldn't pay me to take that t-shirt. No offense.
Sold something. Oh, DVD, how exciting.
Yay.
Stu Mandry says, the BBC, what do they know?
Exactly.
They've given Michael McIntyre a couple of shows, so they're hardly good judges. Oh, he's not a Michael McIntyre fan then.
Same. I hate Michael McIntyre. Can't stand him.
Sammy Fizzy, I bought Sylvanian Families because of you guys and sold the Gypsy Caravan for $24.99. Happy days.
Nice.
Oh, talking of Sylvanian Families, people that don't follow your channel won't know. You had a serendipitous moment, and there's a video about it that you should go and watch on Lexx, where you feel like a Sylvanian family going around a little house. So do you want to? I know you've talked about it on your channel, but just let us know quickly what happened.
Yeah, well, okay. My granddad, very creative as well, because we all get it from him. Used to, even though he had arthritis, his hands were like that. He used to make dolls' houses, and he made one for me for my 10th birthday, and I absolutely loved it. And I used to have the Sylvanian Families, Catwood family, which were like, I think they were grey with like a ginger stripe, or the other way around, and the Siamese cat family. And they used to live in my doll's house, and I had that for years until basically I was like 16 years old. My parents split up, and we all kind of went our separate ways. And I thought that my doll's house was with my auntie, that she had kept it while I went to university, but apparently she'd given it away. So obviously I was kind of gutted about that, because my granddad made it for me. And then a couple of weeks ago, I was in a charity shop in Bridgend, and just as I was walking out, I kind of noticed there was a doll's house, and I took a look at it, and I realized that it was the same doll's house that my granddad had made. And I just started crying like straight away, because I just couldn't believe that it was there again. And I was in the shop embarrassing myself, looking like Kiss with mascara down my face, just going, that's my doll's house.
Did you explain to them in the shop what was going on and why?
Yeah, I explained, because I asked them, if they knew who had donated it. And it was a family from like not far away, so not my family. It had obviously gone to someone else, and it has been played with and decorated it, and it's been loved. So I'm kind of glad that it's at least had a life while it's been away. But now I've got it back. So, you know, the universe just said, like, here you go, here's it back.
I think you're right. I think it's cool that some children enjoyed it, you know, in that period of time when if you'd have kept it, it probably would have been sat in the loft or something. So at least some kids have had that pleasure that your granddad would have been happy about. And now
exactly, that's what it was made for. And, you know, when someone's, you know, absolutely loved it, and yeah, bits have broken on it, but, you know, I broke bits on it as well. So, hey, it's cool.
Oh, Carla's in. Carla says, question for Lexx. Do you know?
I don't know.
Go to Carla's channel to understand the reference of that. Okay. Starly says, sneaky posting videos back at 6 a.m. because it was 2 days overdue. I remember the little letterbox thing where you could post your DVDs or videos back in. Yeah. They were always going down. Once it all started going through the mail order, didn't it? Who started that? I can't remember who it was. One of the big firms started doing DVDs rental through the internet and through the post. They were doomed from that moment, really.
Well, actually, they were doomed from about 2007 when they had the option to buy Netflix and they refused.
Oh,
and they could have bought Netflix. It was for a ridiculously cheap amount, and they said, like, no, there's no future in this. So that was when they were doomed.
Wow, somebody really had the blinkers on, didn't they, at that point?
Oh yeah, they were complete idiots, absolutely idiots. But you know, they were gone now. Bye, bye.
Stu Mandrew says, who remembers that feeling of guilt you got when you returned a video rental unrewound? Wow, that's going back. Be Kind, Rewind. Have you seen that film?
I love that film. That's Spike Jonze, isn't it? That's a beautiful film. Really good.
Let's see what else we've got in here. Shazad says, I would definitely sack Nick if he worked for me.
I would have sacked. No, I wouldn't have sacked you.
I'd sack me. Oh wow, there's loads of chat I've missed. Sorry, I was miles behind. Right, let's see what else we've got in here.
By the way, I'm wearing a badge. This is for Steve, for something that he said in a chat earlier. Don't know if you can see that.
It's too blurry. I can't read it. What does it say?
It says, I killed Lucy Beale.
Oh. Yeah, we were doing spoilers earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Worst jobs people have had. So would your worst job be that Blockbuster one?
No, I worked for 4 days in Eclairs Accessories. That was probably my worst one. I was quite happy to pierce people's ears. I was like, yeah, gimme, I'll do it. Until they wanted me to do kids' ears, like toddlers. And I personally kind of disagree with that for whatever moral reasons. Other people can disagree with me, but that was like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that at all. And so I quit and got a job in another record shop instead, which was cool. But yeah, that was horrible. I didn't like that one at all.
I remember doing temping a long time ago, and I had a job where I was in a tube factory where they made tubes for like toothpaste and hand cream and stuff. And whenever a batch went through and had like the wrong lid put on by mistake or the wrong color or something, all these tubes would come out the end, and they'd get the temps in to literally have a box with like 10,000 tubes in. And what we had to do was go through them and unscrew the lids and put them back in the machine.
No.
But we had to wear ear protection because these machines were so noisy. So there's me, a couple of blokes, and this girl that I was working with, and I'm sat opposite this girl, and we both caught our eye and we realized, what the hell are we doing with our life? And we just started, we couldn't talk to each other. So we're just laughing, just staring at each other, unscrewing lids, just laughing our heads off. You know,
no, that is ridiculous.
And then we went.
That is a ridiculous job.
We went on a break and we're like, I'm not coming back tomorrow. And she's like, I'm not coming back here ever again. It was a lovely moment, actually, that we had that epiphany at the same time and just laughed our heads off. It was brilliant.
That sounds like an utterly pointless job.
It was crazy. They were paying like 4 people to unscrew lids. Like they couldn't design a machine to do that. They've got all these massive machines worth millions of pounds, and it's like, oh, I've put the purple lids on these. They're meant to be yellow. Get the guys in. It's like crazy. Anyway, yeah. Saz guest. I'm always putting the kids to bed when these lives are on. We'll catch up. Okay, catch up later. That's cool. Hey, Swamp Picker. Swamps in America. Welcome. Some geezer called Steve Green. Yeah. Don't know who that is. Kay. Hi, Kay. Oh, you're late. That's fine. You haven't missed anything. Oh, Starley says, yes, Port Talbot near the 12 Knights. Does that mean anything?
Well, I know where Port Talbot is, but I don't know. Surprisingly, I don't. That sounds like a pub, and I don't know where it is, which is not like me at all. I give directions, by pub, not by roads. It's like it's near that pub. So, but no, I don't know where that is.
Tom is enjoying watching while he's listening. Tom is listening. Oh my word! Well done, Tom. The first time for everything. Okay, let's see what else we've got in here.
Oh, apparently Peter Ray's off. He's got to play Call of Duty or something. No, life duty calls. See you. Bye, Peter.
See you, Pete. Thrifty.
Oh.
I was just going to read. I bought a few Playmobil and had more fun setting it up than the ka-ching I got from selling it. Your fault. Fantastic. So, what were you going to say?
This.
Yeah. Right. Now, Carla organised a Secret Santa between a bunch of us resellers, and yours has arrived.
Yay. My Secret Santa, kind of given away by the sender's address in the front.
Yeah, well, let's not go into that. It's a mystery where it's come from.
So, yeah, I mean, it could be. It's obviously from Santa. So, shall I open them on What, Nick?
What?
What if I really hate what's inside?
You'll have to pretend otherwise.
Okay.
So shall I open it? I've just put it out there. I don't think there's any way on earth you can hate what's in there.
Oh, okay, cool.
You never know.
Right. There's quite a lot of things, though.
We have totally given it away now that I said this, haven't we?
Yeah. So there's a little card, and it's from Secret Santa and the Easter Bunny. So
yeah, that will make sense in a minute.
Oh, okay then. Right. So first thing, this is very exciting. I love presents.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good.
Okay. Awesome. I love a sherbet dib dab. There you go. I do love. Oh, they're called double dips now. I thought they were sherbet dib dabs.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
I don't remember them being called what that one says.
No. So that's really nice as well to stick in vodka.
Oh, cool.
By the way, so give that a try, kids. Okay, next one. What have we got?
And Andrea says, not my Andrea, different Andrea says, is it a set of brake pads?
Is it? Is it a car filter?
Clearly not.
A sherbet dib dab. See? See?
There you go. See, that's the one I remember too from the 80s.
Yes. Awesome. Woo! Okay. Which one shall I save till last?
Don't shake it; it might break.
Oh shit!
Okay, which one? Save the big one till last.
So save that one till last.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do this one next.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this one next. This is utterly thrilling for everyone else, isn't it? Because you're not getting presents. I am. Flying saucers. I do love flying saucers.
Good.
Cool. Right. Now this one. Okay. I think this is going to be a push pop.
Oh, well.
Ooh.
I can't reveal anything.
Refreshers. Another favorite. I've got body scrub that smells like refreshers. I love the smell of them. They're amazing.
Yeah, they really make me feel young. I used to eat a lot of them. I'd eat a whole packet in like no time and get a proper rush out of that.
I think as well, there used to be the factory that makes them, I think, used to be around here in Bridgend, possibly. There was definitely a sweet factory in Bridgend anyway, like a big one. Okay, so this is the last one. Oh! I'll take the price off it, shall I, Nick?
Is the price on? Oh dear. Okay. It was made by Santa's elves. There's no prices involved.
Have you seen like what they look like without their skins? Some of them can look very phallic.
Oh right.
So you never know. Not not saying that, but thank you very much.
Right. It's a pleasure, says Secret Santa. Of course, that's an Easter bunny, so you can't eat that till Easter.
Okay, I'll check the. Yeah, we're fine. Well, no, we're fine until January, apparently.
Oh. It was just so bizarre. I was out with Andrea, and we were buying these Secret Santa things, and we were in this sweet shop, really cool old-fashioned sweet shop, and there's this one random Easter bunny, and I'm like, I am buying that bunny. Coming with me. I know someone that'll appreciate that. It was just so weird.
It might just live here or there, like for about 4 months.
Yeah.
Because why not?
In case of chocolate emergency.
Exactly. But cool. Thank you, Santa.
Oh, hey, Sue. Everyone's favourite Sue is in.
Hi, Sue. I love you.
She says, pants, no notification at all. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, they need to fix that. Oliver Ian says, Blockbusters turned down Netflix, biggest mistake ever. Exactly. Yeah.
Totally.
Hindsight, we'd all be millionaires with hindsight.
I wouldn't. I'd spunk it all, to be honest. I'd be the best millionaire ever because it would just be gone.
Oh, apparently it says here what Herkimer, I think that's how you say it, says Blockbusters had a streaming service late in the game and tried to compete with Netflix. I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that either. They didn't tell me.
I guess they left it so late and then invested a shed load of money in making technology and they couldn't catch up, I suppose. That was probably the nail in the coffin. And
also they were kind of run by idiots, so they probably didn't, they put it out there and didn't tell anyone, I should imagine.
Hi, Julie. How are you? Right,
someone's just K Horsey's just asked what my cat's names are. So there's Shizuma Ground Zero, the one with one eye, and Azumi Biscuit. So where you see Bad Biscuit on my logo, that's it's named after Azumi because when she's naughty, she's a bad biscuit.
Oh, I was going to ask where the Bad Biscuit name came from.
Yeah, it's from my cat. Yeah,
that's cool.
It's also a New York punk band as well, apparently.
Oh,
yeah.
There's probably every name you can imagine has been a punk band at some point. Imagine all of the millions of bands that have existed.
Yeah.
Karin's in. Hey, Karin. No, Stu, it wasn't a chocolate coin maker or old man's pair of shoes. No. Way better than that. There's a
filter.
Or a filter. No. You nearly got one chucked in there. Somebody says it's Starley says there's a chocolate factory at Kenfig Hill, apparently.
Oh, there's a nature reserve at Kenfig Hill. I was thinking of Aberkenfig. There's also a place called Aberkenfig that on one side of the road has Keen's gun shop and on the other side of the road has a sex shop. So when zombies attack, that's where I'm going. Sex and guns.
Yeah, I've got no response at all to that.
You've got to have a zombie plan.
Oh, Sue says, I love you, Lex.
I love you, Sue. I'm going to have a refresher. You don't mind me open these before Christmas? Too late now anyway. It's going to get done.
You can do whatever you like.
Yay.
Oh, Adele loves love hearts. Yeah, I should have got you some love hearts. You could have like read them out. Yeah.
Don't they have weird things on them now, like text me and stuff?
Yeah.
And lol.
Yeah.
Weird.
They should so do adult ones. You know what I mean? That you have to go
like rude ones.
Yeah, like proper rude. And then yeah, that'd just be brilliant. I'd buy them.
Is this just a cue for me to say fuck?
It wasn't, but yeah.
Or twant. Hey.
Yeah. Apparently, Thrifty Trooper says, "Come on, Nick. Everyone has a zombie plan. I honestly haven't made a zombie plan. Should I do that?"
Nick, I'm not even kidding. I had a zombie plan, right? A 5-step zombie plan. And it even had SMART targets. You know what SMART targets are?
No.
Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound.
Oh, business wanky talk. Oh, so I'm
Totally.
good now. This is your effect on me. Your effect on me.
Yay!
SMART targets. Okay. All right. I'll have to come up with a zombie plan.
You need a zombie plan. Everyone needs a zombie plan.
I have to utilize what I've got near me, and that's generally car parts. So I'd have to think wiper blades would be quite good. Yeah.
You could run around them with sticky tape.
Yeah.
In all honesty, though, my zombie plan is just to go first, and that's it. It's just, you can't beat them, join them.
Become a zombie.
Yeah, just become a zombie.
In which case, you've got to wear the outfit that you would like your zombie self to be in.
Oh, I only ever wear the same clothes anyway, so I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think tape gun and windscreen wipers. Tape them up so they can't, do the whole arms thing.
Totally.
Poke them with windscreen wipers.
Remember to always double tap.
Double what?
Always double tap. Have you seen Zombieland?
No.
Okay, well, that's lesson number 1 for your zombie plan then. Watch Zombieland, because it goes through the rules. So you always double tap. So you always hit them twice.
Oh, okay. And I'm quite handy with a sledgehammer.
Perfect.
Yeah. I've got half a zombie plan now, folks. Oh, sorry, Stu. Did we offend you with the language?
Good. Fuck off.
Headshots. So it's the only way to kill a zombie while we're on zombies. Am I right in thinking? Because I don't watch a whole lot of zombie shows and stuff.
Okay.
You have to either decapitate or squish the brain, right? Or is that not a thing?
Yeah. You've seen Shaun of the Dead. That's exactly how you do it. Okay. Or you throw your vinyl at them. That doesn't work.
Oh, that scene's so funny. When he's taking them out, he's like, oh. No,
it's like the second coming. Oh, but I actually quite like that album. Yeah.
Not the 12-inch remix or whatever. It's brilliant. Yeah. I do love that film. That's right up there, top 5 films for me. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
no, it is great. And also it's got one of my favorite, because obviously I teach kids about, like the kids in class, about pitching films, pitching ideas. And it's got one of my favorite pitches of all time. They just described it as Zom rom-com. That's genius. Like absolute genius. Yeah.
14 years of hustle. Hi there. I'm from the US. It's like 1:30 p.m. Is it like 12 a.m. there? No, it's not. It's 9 o'clock. 9 p.m.
It's past Carla's bedtime.
Yeah.
She's probably gone already anyway.
Well, I had questions, which I've done, and we chatted about stuff. I just want to end on a little bit of a chat. Our big common ground that we have is music and working in a record store and stuff.
Yeah.
You've said a few things to me about when you worked up in London for a record company. Is that right? Do you want to tell me what that job was and a couple of little stories from that, if you could?
Okay, well, I used to be a junior press assistant at Creation Records. So this is when I was 19, I think.
Let me
And
pause there. At 19, you worked for undoubtedly the coolest record company in the 90s. I mean, how did you get that job?
well, because when I was about 16, 15, 16, I started my own music fanzine. Again, you know how we were talking about side hustling? Always been a side hustler. So the way for me to get into gigs, because I didn't have much money as a teenager, because you can't live off £10 a week pocket money, or at least I couldn't, was to try and get into gigs for free. So I would do a music fanzine so that I would get on the guest list and interview the bands, and I'd have to review stuff and get sent, things for free, which was great. And so from doing that, I got lots of contacts with PR companies, and my first degree that I studied was in music industry management. So it was a business course, but based on the music industry. And so from that, I continued doing my fanzine and learned about music industry, like being a PR, like a press officer. And then I worked at Creation for a bit because I already knew people that were there, which was handy. But yeah.
Wow.
So I was there the day the Boo Radley split up. I used to go out drinking with Three Colours Red, go on fag breaks with the Gallagher brothers, smelt Bobby Gillespie, never actually spoke to him because I think he was probably my favourite out of all of them, like from Primal Scream.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't talk to him, but I've stood next to him and just go, oh my God, you smell like a rock star. Like, just amazing. Yeah, and I got given loads of free stuff as well, like all of the Super Furry Animals back catalogue, all of Oasis back catalogue. Yeah, just loads and loads of stuff, which I've since sold.
Did you ever meet, who was it, Alan McGee?
Yeah. Twice, I think. He was very rarely there, to be honest, because, going off and being awesome somewhere else. Yeah, nice chap, very Scottish.
Yeah, I've watched a few interviews with him. He's such an unassuming bloke. He's just like, wow, you're really that guy that signed Oasis, and you're that guy that built, that company from nothing. It's
and he's proper music nerd as well. That's what I liked about him, is he was still, even though multi-millionaire, off doing loads of things, he still really just loved to go and watch little indie bands in shitty clubs and stuff. So it was a really nice place to be. I did like it. Although most of my job was just cutting out bits from The Enemy and Melody Maker and Select Magazine and stuff, and then sticking them on bits of A4 paper and filing them away. That was pretty much my job. I know.
Right.
It's before the internet, really. But seriously, that was a job. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But,
wow.
So
you were essentially making clippings packs for Creation.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow. I've managed to sell. We used to do clippings packs. It was in a vlog a while ago that I found a little filing box of clippings packs that Andrew used to put together way back in the early 2000s. We stopped doing it years ago, and I listed a few. And the Spice Girls one sold already for, I think it was only 20 quid, but that went to South America. So there's still a market for that.
But again, you've touched on a zeitgeist there, haven't you? Like, Spice Girls will be big right now because obviously they've released tour dates and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It will die down, I think, between now and when they actually tour, because I think people are already regretting buying their tickets. So sell your Spice Girls stuff now before the regret sets in. Because people will get bored of the idea, like, by the time it actually happens. So I think you've hit it exactly the right time with that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, like old press cuttings and stuff. Like, I would love to have some of the stuff that I threw away.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, same here. I'd love to read The Enemies from like 91, 92.
Yeah. Yeah, which I used to have, but all gone.
So just quickly then, top bands. What bands were you into? What bands are you still into?
Okay, well, Manic Street Preachers and Nirvana and Blur. Yeah, and Portishead and the Long Pigs. They're probably
yes.
I know. and obviously I met them as well, and Crispin Hunt was like an absolute delight. He's like the nicest guy. And their first album, like The Sun Is Often Out, is probably one of the greatest records of all time.
Absolutely. Totally underrated. You speak to people and they're like, long what? Long who? And it's like, of the 90s, of that ilk of music, that's right up there. It's one of the best, and it's
absolutely stunning.
I think I had all the singles off that. I don't know where they are now, but the B-sides and just
no, they were wonderful. I mean, the Manic Street Preachers were I know I'm slightly biased because I'm Welsh as well, so they're kind of local, but they were one of the first bands I ever saw. I think I was 11 years old when I first saw them, and again, they kind of changed. They changed my life. But I just thought they were so beautiful. Like watching them on stage, you know, with their feather boas and their eyeliner and nail varnish, and you know, like political slogans written on them. And they spoke really intelligently about political stuff and poetry and things. And I just thought they were utterly beautiful. And so they were my first, like, proper favorite band. And when Richie left, that's when I left them as well. Like, I was a proper Cult of Richie Manic Street Preachers fan.
Right.
So yeah, and that's why I've got Generation Terrorist like tattooed on me, because that's their first album. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also like Nirvana, Portishead I absolutely loved as well and still love. But so many bands. As you know, working in a record shop, I mean, I've only got a few albums, like you can't see them there, but like on my shelves. But literally, I don't know, up until about say 10 years ago, this would have been covered in CDs, but I just got rid of everything because I just didn't have the space for it all anymore. And
yeah, we pared ours down no end.
Yeah.
We still got a sort of floor to ceiling case of CDs.
Yeah.
With Andrea being heavily into music and myself, when we got together, it was a bit uncontrollable. And when you add in the singles, I was a singles collector. CDs.
Yeah.
Used to be vinyl, but I kind of moved on from that. And I've still got a crate, I think one crate left in the loft of singles, because I just loved buying singles. I'd buy, at the peak of it, probably 10, 20 singles a week. And I had hundreds of them coming out of my ears. And that's how I found new bands, because you remember in that, like, singles would be $1.99 for the first week. That's like, it's just pocket money. So I'd be like just buying random. And then I'd go to those 50p rummage boxes in obscure record shops and just buy up loads of things that just looked cool. That's how I found the Manics. That's how I found Curve. Long Pigs was in bargain buckets. It's like, what is this amazing thing I've discovered? And it felt like it was mine, you know.
Totally. In Bridgend as well, we used to have a record shop called The Jungle, which sadly closed down. If they still existed today, like they would be making a fortune in Bridgend, because Bridgend is just like crying out for a record shop. But sadly they didn't survive. And I used to easily spend about £200 or £300 in there every single month, like come away with, you know, like 20, 30 CDs easily every month. It was ridiculous the amount I used to spend. Yeah, like singles, albums. You know, one day I just ordered all of the Atari Teenage Riot back catalogue and ridiculous things like that, you know. But yeah.
I loved the 90s.
Yeah.
Stu Mandry's got a box full of Spice Girls soap on a rope.
Ew.
Is that a thing? You're rubbing yourself with Sporty Spice. Could you imagine? Wow.
I'd rather not.
They produced just about every sort of merchandise you can imagine, though. It was a machine, wasn't it? It's just
totally.
My youngest sister was really big into it in '97 when I was working in a Virgin Megastore, so I'd be buying her all sorts of Spice Girl stuff. Spice Girls Impulse, I remember buying at Christmas and that sort of thing.
Do you know, bizarrely, like as a teenager, was never into pop music at all. And nowadays, like I love Girls Aloud and like what other pop music do I like? I now kind of like Take That. I would never buy any of their stuff, but I wouldn't mind seeing them live. You know, I don't know whether it's like taste changing or whether I've just, you know, kind of relaxed a bit on my pretentious music tastes, perhaps.
Yeah, and I think it's the sort of distance from it is kind of retro cool now, isn't it? Take That. It's almost like, yeah, they're old enough to do whatever. Almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, it's okay now.
Josephine, I have a lot of vinyl from the Britpop era. I should sell them, but they're all damaged. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, yeah, but still, you know, some of the artwork on them is beautiful. Just frame the artwork.
They're all Old Spice now, indeed.
Oh, on the ladies chat the other day, I think they were talking about like first crushes and stuff. So I don't know if you've seen like the Seller ladies, like the one that they did the other day with the random questions. But my first crush, if I could just answer that,
Yeah.
Was the lead singer of Transvision Vamp, Wendy James.
Wendy James.
Oh man, she was beautiful. Like she was my proper first crush. I just thought she was awesome. So yeah, I just thought I'd answer that one without even being asked.
Yeah, I remember they were talking about that on that. The Seller Lady shows are great, by the way, guys. If you've not been watching, yeah, first crush for me. Wendy James didn't do it for me, but I tell you who did was Tony Halliday from Curve.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, there you go, done. You know,
and also a little bit later, Justin. We're talking about girls.
Frischmann.
I mean, like I do fancy
Justin
boys.
Frischmann, aren't you?
Justin Frischmann from Elastica. Oh my god, totally would, still would.
For me, it was. I think it was Donna from the Elastica.
Yeah.
Over Justin, but yeah, that their first album was a moment for me. That was.
Oh my god, no! Actually, I love that album.
First year at art college, that came out. Blur's Park Life came out. It was just like.
That was a good year.
Oh hell yeah! 94 was amazing. So
yeah.
92, and it's just that's how I see years in music in terms of music. Yeah. So and then posters on the walls. Then I guess yours would be Mannix and Nirvana. I guess what else would have been up in the 90s?
Yeah, I mean, well, it was mainly those ones, and it would be like clippings from because I did like a whole like wall collage of like all my favorite bands, mainly the Manic Street Preachers, and then on my ceiling, I painted loads of song quotes because obviously I was a bit of one of those teenagers, like moody and stuff.
That's cool.
But I
painted my bedroom bright yellow.
Nice.
Yeah, which didn't reflect what was going on inside at all. Quite bizarre. But yeah, posters on my wall were mainly Depeche Mode. I had some Suede stuff.
Do love Depeche Mode. Yeah. And In Excess I really loved as well.
Oh God, 92. Yeah. Welcome to Wherever You Are is a masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
For me. Yeah. That's the only album I was really into of theirs. It's strange.
Oh no, they're a great band. Obviously, all of my heroes die, don't they? Bloody Michael Hutchence, Kurt Cobain, Richie James, bloody hell.
Yeah.
It's like me taking down, like being made redundant, taking down these stores. Like any band I like, they'll just go and die, Swines.
Oh, Karen says, better than Philip Schofield. Nick, it's on my channel this week. Oh, okay. So the Seller ladies are going to be chatting on Karen's channel. I think it's Fridays at 1. Does that sound?
Friday, 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. So go over and sub to Karen, and then you can watch that on Friday.
Oh, and a little plug for my channel. On Thursday night, I don't know what time yet, but I'll be unbagging all of the like massive bag of jewelry that I bought the other day as well.
Ooh.
So I'll hopefully be able to tell people about some of the things I look out for when looking at jewelry as well. So
very cool. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. I guess we'd better stop talking about music. I don't really want to, but
I really need a cigarette now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. We've still got 115 people are still with us. Wow.
No way. Why?
I know, right? So please go and check Lex's channel out. I will put a link below when this goes off air, but just search Lexx Oliver and you'll find it anyway. Go and sub to Lexx. Enjoy the content over there. Yeah, and we'll do this again sometime.
Yay. Thank you, Nick.
That wasn't so bad.
It was bloody awful. Just kidding.
Excellent. Thanks for joining me. Thanks everyone for chatting and saying hello. Oh, Carla is still in. She says, I'm still here, even though it's past my bedtime. Thanks, Carla.
Oh.
Take care, guys. Thanks, Lexx.
Bye. Bye, everyone.